Hello, my name is Ben Pickering, and I'm the founder of WX Labs. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you a brief overview of myself, the company, and our first product, WX Station. So, first of all, myself, I've been a weather nerd my entire life. Started off as a young child being very interested in the weather, had my own weather station, and had a little website where I categorized cloud images. I then did a undergraduate at the University of Reading with a year in Oklahoma. And towards the end, for my dissertation, I focused on drone technology and how that can improve our ability to forecast the weather. Then, during a PhD working on weather radar, I deployed instruments around the UK, so I had a lot of fieldwork experience. I did my first proper round of storm chasing, which is viewable on YouTube, and started to use different technologies like 3D printing, CAD, and more drone work. And then I did a postdoc working on machine learning over Africa for precipitation and co-founded a drone startup, which led many campaigns over the last few years. And I've now decided to start my own company called WX Labs. And the point of WX Labs is really to accelerate the um, bringing of technology to the weather industry. I think there are a lot of technologies available that aren't being utilized, and I'd like to bring those to the industry faster. And I just want to highlight one of the five principles that we have with the company. The main one being this open source guarantee. So if the company can no longer serve customers, then everything, all our intellectual property will be published open source so that any early users of our products can continue to use it. Our first product is the WX Station, which has all the variables you would expect within a weather station, plus a 180-degree upward-facing camera, which is able to take images of the entire sky. The benefit of having the entire sky image compared to other weather stations that have small cameras on them is that you can see in all directions and do more advanced tracking of clouds and features in the sky. These panoramic images that cover the whole surroundings are produced on the device already from the original images which are shown at the top there. I just want to show off some time lapse of these images in the panorama format and just give you an example of the kind of tracking that we're able to do of different cloud types and really that entire coverage that you get from having the all sky camera. There's also a QR code there to a VR demo if you are interested. Now, I just want to go through a few of the applications of this device. One is sunshine tracking, which you normally need different hardware for, but that can be done with the camera. You can track convective initiation and the ascent speed of those early convective clouds. You can track contrails and particularly the persistent contrails that cause radiative forcing and attribute those back to aircraft. You can track convergence and divergence at the base of clouds. So for convective forecasting, this is particularly useful. You can use this for solar energy forecasting, so predicting the sky state in the next 30 minutes is possible. You can also do precipitation type, which was part of my PhD work, but also an estimate of visibility can be had with these cameras. So you can imagine the sort of applications that this would be useful for. Also, not captured yet by the device, but an example from another 360 camera of the type of images you can get for aurora. So being able to alert people that aurora are visible and they should go outside and look at them is another feature. And then additionally, star tracking. And this is used to calibrate the pitch roll and yaw of the camera. There are a bunch of other features. You might have some that you can imagine yourself, but the important thing here is that any new features can be pushed over the air with software updates to the device. So as the fleet of stations grows, we can increase the intelligence of these algorithms and add more features. The current state is that these devices are being put out on field campaigns with academics. Here's an example of one installed in Italy, and this is part of the Team-X campaign. That data is going to be published soon and shared publicly, so if you're interested to look at that, you can do so. This is just an early example of a sort of SketchUp of the user interface. This will evolve quite significantly over the next few months and is actively in development. So if you have any opinions, then please let us know and we'll factor those in. I envisage two versions of this station. So one would be for personal use, and this would go on someone's home, for example, and this would have 256 gig storage as the starting point. That's good enough for 6 months of photos and time lapses. It comes with the Perspex dome, which is UV resistant for 10 years, and the starting price for this would be 999. I was really keen to get this under £1,000 to get as many people involved as possible. And then you can choose from a bunch of upgrades if you are interested in that. And then for academic and industry use, this will be some changes in the software and the hardware. On the software side, there'll be file formats that are compliant within the industry, so NetCDF, NCAS image, for example, and then also communication standards like MQTT, Modbus, and RS485. This version will also have 4 times the RAM. So if you want to put your own AI models into this product, you can do that. And you can also opt out of being part of the crowdsourced network. So if you want to keep your images private, you can do so. You can have up to 2 TB of storage on this device, and you can also upgrade it to a glass dome option. And this one is available now, and you can contact us for more information. The personal weather station is coming soon. Here's our contact information, so if you want to get in touch, please do. Thank you.